Welcome to Blockbuster Bums. Kick back your recliner, crack open a beer, and let's talk movies. And we're back for episode 2 of Band of Brothers, Day of Days. And so we will be talking about episode 2 today, which I am very excited about. But to get our housekeeping out of the way, pretty much the same as last week. Uh, Barry could not join us this week. Again, we hope he can be back next week. That'd be wonderful to see his smiling face back. And speaking of back, AJ is back. Nice to see you, AJ.
Thank you. Thank you.
And AJ has joined us for a second week in a row. Let's keep it going. Maybe we'll make it to 10. All right, housekeeping over. Let's get started. Tom, what did you think of your rewatch of episode 2?
This was the one that I wanted to see because, like I said in the last episode, like the shot of all the people paratrooping down and like the tracers from the guns shooting up at the planes, like it was everything I remember when I watched it as a kid, and like those were all the trailer scenes that I remember on TV. So, like I said, in my mind, like this episode gave me everything I actually like remembered the most about it. So from the very start, already on board with this episode. Awesome.
Sweet. AJ, what did you think of your rewatch?
Thing that really jumped out at me was so many iconic scenes that I just remembered from my watch that was in this specific episode, all throughout the episode. Like I was like, oh, that's also episode 2. Oh, that also apparently happened episode 2. You know, that's a great episode.
Ray, what did you think on your first time watching episode 2?
Well, I mean, I thought it was really good the way the way he constructed the plan and put it into motion and kind of got out of there with minimal casualties, to be totally honest.
Yeah, for a lot of shit happening and all that, like it worked out.
And the fly in kind of gave me a little to back when we flew in on the helo, but it was not on that massive scale because it's like one and then one and then one, you know. So it wasn't like that. And I vaguely remember. I mean, I'm a pretty laid back dude, so nothing really kind of like startles me. But I kind of remember us flying in the helo to Iraq, but it was like a rocket came up, but it wasn't close. It was kind of in the distance, and then our gunner kind of shot a couple rounds down to the ground, and it was over. So it wasn't like super scary. It was just kind of like,
Like,
interesting, you know?
That can happen.
Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah,
and I'm
like
like,
yeah, like you said, that made it real.
yeah. But yeah, that kind of drew me back a little bit. But yeah, very impressed with the episode. Yeah.
No, I like everybody. I really like this episode. It has some really iconic scenes, Band of Brothers scenes. I think Tom mentioned that earlier, which is cool. The fight, we actually get fighting in this episode on multiple occasions, which is a change up from the first episode and a welcome change up, I think. Episode 1 is very good, but you couldn't have multiple episodes of that. Like we needed them to go to war, which I think they did and did well. So let's get started just by starting things off. It does pick up immediately. There is no time jump. Like literally, Winter's looking out of the plane, and they pan out, and now we're
right back there.
We're right back to the planes. Yeah. Yes, like there is zero like time elapsed at all. It picks up like it could be one continuous movie, like it just flows right there. And like somebody mentioned, I can't remember if it was Ray or Tom or whatever, but the change immediately is that they start being fired upon. So you have all this anti-aircraft stuff going off all around them, and they are being thrown about. Somebody actually gets shot. I can't remember who it is. It's somebody we know. I can't remember. Well, I don't know if they get shot, but they take some injury in the plane.
Yeah, because he didn't jump.
Yeah. But speaking of them being in the planes, this is what they did. They took a real plane and they cut the wings off and they grabbed it with these hydraulic arms, and then they put the guys in them, and then they strapped the cameramen to the plane, inside the plane, so they couldn't move. But the rest of the guys were not strapped in. And then they took the arms and just shook the shit out of the plane. And so those guys really were like banging around, slamming into each other, hitting the sides of the plane. That was all real. Like it wasn't fake. Like they weren't like throwing themselves back and forth. The plane was being tipped and shook and slung around.
Just sounds like a fun day to make money. Like, that's all. I guess like there's nothing about what you just said that doesn't bring a smile to my face. Like, I'm clipped in. Like it's like I'd have a blast doing that.
Hell yeah.
Like come on, I'm a grown ass adult and everything. It's like you're gonna put me in a fake plane and throw it around like we're going down. I'm in. Like just like.
So let me ask you this: like we reached the point where they're jumping. Does it not like look like that would just be suicide to jump out now? Like all the anti-aircraft stuff going off around them. Like seriously, I got to make it to the ground through this.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
once you're out,
I don't know.
you're probably a little bit safer than you are in the plane.
Yeah, at least
Maybe, but if like something hits the plane,
Statistically.
if something hits like the wing of the plane, it's not guaranteed to go down. If one of those shells goes through my parachute, I'm dead.
True. But
there are those poor ones that burned alive in the
Yeah.
plane.
That's
Yeah.
also true. Yeah, that's also
Like,
true.
I'm getting out of the plane as fast
Yeah.
as possible and everything. Like that'd be like, yeah, I don't care. Especially night. It's dark. Like I don't even have to work. Like it was going. Fuck it. Like
And you don't-
and they're like what, olive drab fucking parachutes anyway. So I mean, they're gonna hide in the shadow.
well, like I said, they're after more of the planes anyway.
yeah, they're not
Like,
actually probably shooting at
Yeah,
the
they
guys
have, they have
themselves.
other, yeah, they have ground. Like there's like there's other infantry and everything down there for that nonsense. But yeah, like they're after mainly more of the planes than anything.
I just have written in my notes like, as they're jumping out of the planes, it just seems like total chaos.
It is chaos.
Absolutely.
Just
Mhm.
very much
'Cause like I
chaos.
said, they weren't even over their spot. They had to do it early because they got hit. And then old boy
Mhm.
took a shot to the dome, and it was like, "Fuck, leave!" Like just like we're going down, and I've only got one pilot here. Yeah, it's,
Well, that's where I was going with this. Is the chaos does not end when they hit the ground because they are nowhere near their landing zones.
yeah, but he didn't even know that at first.
Well, they had to get their bearings.
Yeah,
Like
well, that's the
they had to
thing, is,
figure
like,
out where they were.
Yeah, once he actually well, like I said, like once they actually got their like bearings and all that, then yeah, like fuck, we're off. Like, because that's what they like, met up with old boys. Like, well, one of us isn't what we're supposed to be. Like, it just
Well, it turned out none of them were where they were supposed to be because he meets Hall, who's with Able Company, and of course, Winters is from Easy Company, and then they meet somebody from, is it Dog Company or something?
Fox or something.
Fox Company, I think. Anyway, so they're all mixed up. They're not where they're supposed to be. Here's the worst part, and this is at the last minute they gave them those leg bags. Well, if you listen to interviews with the real soldiers, like the guys that we're watching on TV, they're the real ones. They like you bring up the leg bag, and they're all like those fucking leg bags, like those pieces of shit, and they've sprung them on them last minute.
that's they're like if the episode there was something about that to where like these new
Yeah.
they said it and like it kind of like it gave that tone to where like it was new and they weren't about it.
Well, the leg bags weighed 80 pounds.
That's what I was bitching about. That yeah, because he was like
Yes.
talking about everything. He's like, that's not even with this. Like,
And so then, almost every single one of them lost their leg bag when they jumped because they weighed so much they just flew off their leg when they jumped out of the plane. And when your parachute pulls,
Mhm.
it jerks,
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like, almost all of us lost it. Well, most of the guys, that's where you put your gun. Your gun went in the bag.
Yeah, I remember Winters hit the ground and he didn't have his weapon.
Yeah,
Yep.
Winters, all he had was his knife.
I'm like,
And the
"Son of a bitch."
and Hall was a radio guy, and he didn't have his radio.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
even worse.
yeah. Like, he just
It's one thing to have a weapon; it was really handy to kill people.
yeah, it was really,
But
really
if you
well
ain't got
thought
nobody to
out.
contact to, what are you gonna do here?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell another story here. So listen to the podcast. This is like the official Band of Brothers podcast. Like it has Tom Hanks on it. It has the actors that play these guys on it. It's the official Band of Brothers podcast. It's not like just somebody talking about it like we are. Excuse me.
Yeah, HBO likes to do that.
Yeah, they do. So when they first shot some footage and got it got it where they thought they liked it. They took it and showed it to Winters, the real Winters,
Mm-hmm.
and they sent some guys to do it. And Tom Hanks is like, my phone starts ringing, and I answer it. It's one of the guys that works for us, and he's like, "Hey, we have a huge problem." And he's like, "What? What's the problem?" He's like, "Winters hates it." And it was this. It was this footage that we're talking about right now of them jumping, them landing, and them trying to get to their wherever they're going, and like they're like, he's like, "What do you mean he's pissed?" He's like, "He hates it. He's pissed. Like he won't even talk to us about it." And they're like, "You have to call him." And so Tom Hanks calls Major Winters and is like, "Hey, I understand you have some issues with what we did." And his response was like, "Yes, I do." And like he's like, "Well, like this isn't a finished product. Like we're just showing you footage that we've been working on. Like, what is the problem?" And so I guess they had them land, and they had them like wandering around and like lost.
Yeah, you're not gonna be doing that.
And Winters was like, "You're making not only us, but me in particular, look like I don't know what I'm doing."
Yeah.
And Hanks is like, "I don't think it's that bad." And he's like, "No, it is that bad. I knew the maps by heart. I knew exactly what my mission was. I knew exactly where to go. And when I hit the ground, I had to find my men, and I had to go complete my mission. There was no being lost. There was no I don't know what I'm doing." And so he called the writers, and the writers was like, "Yeah, we like dramatized it. We wanted it to be, this and that." And Tom Hanks is like, "We will not dramatize a single thing for the entirety of these episodes.
Thank you.
We will do it like they said it happened, because it's drama enough."
Yeah.
Like they're at war. People are dying. They're shells are going off. Like explosions are happening. That's drama enough. We are not dramatizing this. And like it changed the whole like project.
Good.
And they had to do reshoots, and they had to do all sorts of things because Nixon was pissed or not Nixon. Sorry, I keep saying Nixon. It was Winters. Winters was pissed because he's like, "No, I was never lost. Like I knew exactly what the hell I was doing. Like I just got dropped off in the wrong spot."
See, and that's what I hate about writers sometimes. They want to go in and put in their little fucking 2 cents on an adaptation that they were never in a part of, and it's like, why don't you go fucking write some science fiction or something? Dude, this shit is not for you.
But can you imagine that though? Like the guy, essentially, he's the main character of this entire thing, and he's like, "No, fuck you guys. Like this sucks."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's probably why the whole series is so good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have people like that keeping them on track.
Because
Real people.
And Hank said, like, there was a couple of times where writers would come to him and be like, "Hey, this doesn't seem believable. Like, we don't know if we can put this in." And Tom Hanks is like, "But they said it happened. Like, that's what happened. Like, we're not guessing. Like, this is what Winters and Nixon and Spears and Randleman, all these guys told us happened. Like, we're not making it up. Like, put it in. Like, quit trying to take liberties with this shit." So,
Good job, Tom.
Yeah.
Way to be a stand-up guy.
this was Tom Hanks's baby, man. Like, he took this drop dead serious.
Well, like you said, he's coming off of Saving Private Ryan earlier, so it's like, yeah, you can't make that and then jag this up.
Yeah.
Especially if you're teaming up with Spielberg.
Well,
Like,
not only that,
could you
but
imagine if it flopped? Like,
yeah, but not only that, but
no.
you are writing about real people, and the
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan was like they could take liberties with all sorts of shit.
Mhm.
Well, that's what I mean. It's even more risky now that it is
Mhm.
real. It's one of those things to where I was like, yeah, like you could have fucked up this every which way sideways. Like, so yeah, like yeah, he had to do a good job on. There was no room for error.
Well, I mean, and especially if you're going to ask people that were actually there, and then you want to make liberties, and it's just like, we don't care about what you say. Then why in the fuck even ask them?
Uh-huh.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, then it just leads you down. Why do the project, and why don't we just
Yeah.
guess the whole thing?
Exactly.
Like I can just read what these guys did in like a dossier, and then just I'll make a story out of it.
And
Like,
plus, if you're gonna make it about somebody and you're gonna make money off these guys, maybe you ought to fucking honor what they're saying because it's their fucking story.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So I guess to continue the story though, is like at this point, Winters is just slowly rounding up people. Like they're not even all his people. He runs into American soldiers and is like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah,
come with me."
just like anybody who's around, like, all right, let's just group. It's better than being alone. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. But you even tell that like there's certain things like the guys are nervous. Like when Winters approaches that one group and he's like, he keeps saying thunder, and nobody's responding to him. What are the
It's Flash and then Thunder.
flash? Yeah,
Flash
he
and
keeps
Thunder,
saying
yeah.
flash, and they're not saying thunder back to him. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, AJ. Or he uses his clicker on the one group of people, which I think has like Toy and Garnier in them in it, and they don't click back.
Right.
And he keeps having to tell people like follow directions, like do what you're supposed to be doing.
yeah. Which once again, after you said that, was that even the thing, or was that like dramatization as well?
No, what the flashlight clicker?
No, I mean the incompetence thing, like nobody doing it back.
Oh, well, I mean
Like-
it's a shock thing probably at that point because they've made it down. Like it's
Mhm.
probably
Yeah,
like
you're
thank
there.
fucking God, at this point.
Yeah, like,
So now they got to click back in, and it's taking Winters probably a little bit to be like, come on, fucks, thunder,
Yeah.
thunder, thunder, let's go.
I think it would have been cool to see the other group like that when they met up on the when they were following the train tracks. Like, how did that other group come to be?
It would have been interesting to see how.
Because they obviously
Yeah.
had like their bearings as well because they're going the same direction even.
Yes.
So it's one of those because, like I said, at least Winters like got out the map at some point and looked. Was like, "Fuck!" Like we got to go that
Oh
way.
yeah.
Like,
And when he put that poncho over his head, that was the most ingenious thing he could have done. That way he could use the flashlight.
oh yeah,
on
no.
the map.
As soon as he was doing it, I was like, I know what you.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fucking sweet. I like that.
Yeah, because I was telling AJ that on the way in about how like even in the UK they had like took like tubes out of televisions and turned like painted them black, and that's what you had to have in your house.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it was illegal to have a regular bulb in the UK and everything because of the air raids and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So you basically had like a TV tube that was painted black as your light bulb. Like that's all you
Oh.
had is light.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was wild to see, but like I get it. You're getting bombed back into oblivion, so like no
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah.
So yeah, he ends up with a small group of probably 10, 12, 15 guys.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Not nearly as many guys as we saw in the first. Like it's not an easy company. Like
Yeah.
we have Hall from one company, we have a couple guys from another company, and then we end up with like Winters and Garnier and Toy and Lipton.
Yeah, like I said, people are scattered.
Yeah, together. Malarkey's there. So yeah. And like you said, Tom, it would have been interesting to see because he meets Lipton with two guys from another company.
Mhm.
And then he meets Toy, Garnier, Malarkey, and a couple other guys all already grouped up together. So like how did they all end up together? That would have been wow. Just hit the crap out of this mic. That would have been interesting to see how that group formed because it was just as large as Winter's group.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But they get together and essentially they immediately come upon a group of German soldiers.
Under that little
under that bridge.
thing, yeah. That was a rowdy time. I like that.
It was interesting.
Yeah, I don't think Winters wanted to go down that way.
No, he didn't.
Like-
but you got to do what you got to do at that
Yeah,
point.
I think Winters wanted them to pass without being like seen at all. Like I think that's the vibe.
Yeah,
I
because
was
somebody
getting
shot
there.
early, huh?
Garnier.
Yeah, and that's where we seen him go a little unhinged. Oh,
Mhm.
but yeah,
But he
but
got
at least that
nervous.
way, like Winters got a weapon finally. Then
Yeah,
like he was like, hey, it's a kraut gun, but here, like
yeah, fuck it. I mean,
yeah, like you can shoot at him now at least. Like
It was interesting because they really concentrated on the horses. And I listened to the director of this episode talk about it on the podcast, and he said when I interviewed all the soldiers before I directed the episode, almost all of them talked about the insane amount of dead animals that were everywhere. Cows,
Yeah.
horses, dogs,
Well,
everything.
That was well, people they were killing everybody's livestock. Like that was a thing too, to where it's like no, it's like even like the Germans were just wiping everything out, like to where like nobody could make any type of livelihood whatsoever. To where like no, we're slaughtering and burning everything.
So he wanted to get that across. So he showed them killing the horses in this scene, but in the following scene, he shows that field with all the dead cows in it.
Yeah, that was yeah. You only see like one or two live ones and all that, and yeah.
Well,
yeah,
isn't there eventually another scene where it's like a wall of horses or something built up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we see Garnier and Winters kind of have a little standoff because Garnier, he's like, we'll attack on my command, and then Garnier just jumps out and starts mowing everybody down all by himself. And
disobeyed orders in the field.
yes, and then Winters yells at him, and they kind of have like a staring contest for
Well, it was
for
like
a little
just
bit there.
next time, wait for my command. Like it was one where that I think that was one of those moments where Winters knew he acted like that because of his brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was like, hey, one time and we'll overlook it because we're all alive and nobody died here. But next time, fucking listen. Like that's like you get one because of your brother and because no one else here got hurt.
Yeah.
I think that's why the ass chewing wasn't that bad. Like,
And then we move on to the scene where I said a minute ago, where we see all the dead cows. There's a dead paratrooper hanging in a tree, which they don't really show why he's dead. Did his landing kill him? Did somebody shoot him once they saw him there? Because there was dead soldiers on the ground.
no, I'm assuming he just got shot. Yeah, because it's what like everybody else was on the ground dead. And, dude, he was stuck in a tree. He wasn't gonna be able to fight back. And like you said, if he had a fucking back, he didn't even have a gun. Like so, it's like you're just hanging.
But he did have a gun though because
Old boy took it.
because Winters takes it.
Yeah, it didn't help him much. He was still just hanging there out in the open.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure getting it out and trying to,
No,
they probably don't jump with it loaded either. I would assume. So he probably had to get it out, load it, and try and kill somebody.
He never had a chance.
Yeah, it was going to be a lost cause.
They were kind of janky guns back in the day, huh? They probably just
Once
kind of
again, the
misfire a
parachute,
lot.
none of that was like quick release or anything.
Yeah.
Like I said, you'd be better off just cutting the damn cords than it was like going through all those damn belts, probably.
Yeah, for real.
So I mean, yeah, but that's because they even said at that point, like, load up on ammo. If you need it or supplies, like, grab it now.
Yeah, which in reality is showing the harshness of what they're doing, but also like they're being intelligent.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we all lost most of our stuff, and here's a bunch of dead soldiers. We need to try and get ammo and try and get supplies and whatever we need. It's a smart move, but it's also showing the harshness of what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's survival.
Yeah. Yes, it's survival. They're looting dead bodies. Like essentially is what they're doing.
Either way, it's still better than what the Russians had to deal with at the time. Could you imagine being the poor guy that was just given the ammo and you follow the rifleman around? Like, when he's dead, you grab his gun. Like, yes, sir. Like, that's
That's not like a stupid ass fucking strategy.
That's an entirely that was an entirely different game plan. like no, like
and then you're over there going, "Dos Fatania."
Yeah,
Grab your fucking AK.
Yeah, like not at all. I'm taking one of the Kraut guns. Like, they make good guns. I would have taken a Luger. I would have been stealing Lugers.
They were looking for it. It was Malarkey. Malarkey goes.
Yeah.
I loved when he is that who ran out there to see if it was? And it was
Yes.
a fucking air raid or an air horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love because then he's sitting there and he's just like shit, because he has to get up, run back, and he didn't even get the gun. And he had to tell them that so where's it at?
So dumb.
Oh my god, it was fucking hilarious. He's zigzagging and everything.
But I like how in this scene, Malarkey calls dibs on anybody that finds a Luger. He's like, anybody that finds one, you got to give it to me. Like, is that how that works? Like, if I find it, I got to give it to you? I don't think that's how dibs works, man.
Well, you'll find more. Just kill another German. Like, you're bound to come across them. Like,
What were the Germans' rifle? Was it like M1 Grand or something? What were they even using? I can't remember.
They had a couple different ones. 'Cause that's when there's so many different designs at the time.
So
I
know
definitely-
some of the Americans were using Grands.
I definitely
they?
would have taken the
Yeah.
Lugers though, because I know at the time there's only like two main manufacturers, I believe, and like one of them, God, to actually get an authentic one nowadays is like super rare. Like, and I guess I can't remember if it's like an M or an R on the gun and all that, but if you have that, it's like super rare, like collector type shit.
Right. Yeah.
Like, but I mean, they're just well built. They're so well built. Like, don't you own one?
What?
A Luger?
No, my dad does.
Oh, okay. I knew somebody.
Mm.
I knew somebody I knew had one.
It says the primary infantry machine gun for the Germans during World War II was an MG-34.
Oh, so like one of them little pocket
Yeah,
machine
Mhm.
guns. Yeah.
or like the one where it's basically just a barrel and the clip.
Yeah.
The one
yeah.
that's at the top, and yeah, it's just so basic to clean and just beat the fuck up. Like it's built for trench warfare. It's like it doesn't matter if it gets dropped in the mud or it's like I said, it's so easy. It's like 2 or 3 parts. Like,
Yeah, and
they built it for that specifically.
and the Americans predominantly used the M1 Garand,
Oh, okay.
which Patton called the greatest battle implement ever devised.
Arguably true at the time.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
sure it was, yeah.
like,
But then we immediately skip from them looting bodies to they find a base camp where and that's where they find another portion of Easy Company,
yeah.
not the whole thing. We don't even get close to the whole of Easy Company in this episode. That's a preview for segment 2. But they do find a couple more of their company when they get to this. I don't even know what you want to call it.
French town.
Say what?
I said a French town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
They've just set up kind of a little base camp here temporarily so they can try and start doing things. Which brings us to probably the best and most important thing they do during this episode. Is they send Winters and he has of his crew to take out these 4 guns that the Germans are pounding the beach with. And when I say guns, I don't mean like handheld guns. I mean like help me out here. Artillery guns.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. They tell us over and over again what they are, but I can't remember what they are now off the top of my head. They keep calling them like 44s or 48s
so, yeah.
or something like that.
I blew up many of them in Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
That's all I know. It's like I remembered. I was like, oh, I remember putting the grenades down those barrels in the game. Like,
And I was in an artillery, so my main job was radio operator in an artillery unit, and it was different from then and then when I was there because it's like load the tube, throw the round in there, the artillery shell, pack it with the thing, pack it, close the door, strap the lanyard on there, go boom, and I don't know how that other gun was loaded. But it just seemed like it was like a quick pop.
They were firing fairly rapidly at some point.
Yeah.
So this is where obviously the episode kind of really picks up action-wise, and we get to see Winters and what he has of Easy Company. What do you think it is? Like, again, like what, 15, maybe 20 of them? Because they take Hall and they take a couple other guys that aren't in Easy Company with them. So there's more than just a few of them. But, yeah, probably 20, 25 maybe at the most?
At most, yeah.
Talking about total guys or just from Easy Company?
Like total guys.
Oh, total guys, yeah, about 25. Like, but if we're talking Easy Company, yeah, probably 8 or 10.
Yeah, and at the end of it, Dog Company shows up with spears.
Yeah.
And so they add more. They add reinforcements
I'm
at that
just
point.
thinking of like who's in the truck at the end and around and everything. That's how I'm doing a head count for Easy.
Well, in
Company.
that truck, there's probably only like 8 guys.
That's what I mean. So it's like there's like, but that's for sure that was there. That's Easy Company and all that.
That's Easy Company minus Winters, Nixon, who are not in the truck, and then Popeye has been sent to the hospital because he gets shot.
So right there, you have 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Oh, Nixon wasn't there for the guns.
That's true. Nixon's not there for the guns. Yep. So yeah, but anyway, so you get to see. This is the first time you really get to see Winters in his element, in real thing. And I said in the last episode that Winters functions like a well-oiled machine in the war games, but this is like at a whole new level. Like he's well-oiled machine and like take charge and like tactical genius. Like he is just so good at in this attack. And I realize I'm dominating the conversation here, guys. So feel free to speak up. But
No, like I said, it really shows because he even critiques, like you said, when Old Boy's company shows up and they pretty much all get mowed down because they fucking jumped out the trench. And he even said, like right there, he's like, "What the fuck are they doing? Like, why'd they get out the trench? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, we've already taken 2 or 3 of these guns.
3 of them, yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, they came in only thinking there was 2. And then it was like, fuck, there's like 2 more that we got to get and everything. And like moving around. Because, like I said, at that point, they're like, do we even have enough ammo when they got to the 3rd one? And then they're like, do we have the TNT? And it's like, well, this one doesn't need blown, so we're good. Like, so, I mean, shit kind of worked out. But yeah, like you said, just right there, the difference in how the 2 companies were ran. Like I said, they had taken like 2, moving on to 3 and 4. These guys showed up fresh with a bunch of ammo, even gave some of it away, and were just all mowed down in like seconds.
It appears at the end there that Spears is the only one alive.
It does look that way, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is it's pretty brutal there when they take the 4th gun. Like a bunch of Americans die there.
Because at that point you're so close and you're all running in single file anyway when you get out of the trench. So it's like you have no cover, and yeah.
I mean,
what are you gonna do?
You think about this.
You're not even getting to fire back. You're just charging. Like
Winters took 3 guns and lost 1 guy. Then Dog Company comes in, takes 1 gun, and loses like all of them. Like they're just like Tom said, they're just mowed down, like in single file order. Just pow 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 pow. They just keep dropping. It's crazy. Anyway, though, to talk more about it, to more of like the tactical geniusness of this Winters maneuver, like he splits his team up into like 3 different places. He's laying down machine gun fire. He's
it was 2 teams of 3, wasn't it?
2 teams of 3 on the initial assault, but then he also had the guys in the trees, and he had the machine gun fire too, which had more teams there.
Yeah.
And Lipton was supposed to, after he shot so much, he was supposed to come up with the explosives.
Yeah, and that was the things where the fuck's the TNT at all? Like,
yeah, which he didn't get there till the 3rd gun.
mm-hmm.
But you see a lot of Winters in action. You see a lot of Garnier in action. You see, and this is where Malarkey runs out into the middle of the battlefield to try and grab a Luger, which ends up being an air horn, while he has Garnier and a couple other guys. Hey, cover me! I'm going out there.
I just like to me, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's just like a very meathead moment to where it's like just you're in the middle of like just like legit killing people and everything and whatnot. You could be killed too, and it's like I'm gonna grab that, and just like it. Once again, it doesn't fit the scene so much that it's like.
But the crazy thing is Garnier and Toy are having a full-blown conversation while they're watching him do it.
Yeah,
and like narrating the situation. They're like, Toy's like, hold on, they stopped firing. And then the Garnier's like, they must think he's a medic or something.
But it was fucking hilarious. Like, I loved it. Because, yeah, like, you're not going to stop the guy. And then he's already out there. It's like, fuck, all right, well, suppressing fire. Like,
it was a really dumb thing to do, though. Just so dumb.
God.
yeah, because you could have just went and got like checked the body after you got the objective. Like, that's
Oh, yeah.
like, because even if it
You're
was
killing everyone anyway.
because even if it was, this is a game of attrition. We're not taking hostages. So if it's like one of those things that's like, even if you got the gun, if you lost, you died in combat, you couldn't take the gun home anyway. So it's like just wait and just rob the body when you're done. Like,
Yeah.
He probably would have got a couple fists to the face when we got back. I'm just be totally honest.
it would have been. It's your life. I can't be mad at you for it at all. Like,
No, I'll be mad at him for fucking running out there like an idiot, leaving us all there stranded, like we're just pieces of meat, dude. Come on,
like,
dude.
I think it'd be more bad as like, man, you made me watch you get shot. That'd be one of the shitty
Yeah.
thing. It'd be like, you were a cool dude. I didn't want to have to watch you die in front of me like that.
Yeah, that too.
It would have been senseless. Like, To where, like, cause like you said, we could just rob the body afterward. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. Like, we'll get you a Luger.
We've been
Like,
doing that the whole way up here. Let's wait.
yeah.
Like it's the second day. We can.
Yeah.
You got time.
Yeah. So the other really interesting part that they tell you about this is this maneuver that Winter sets up to take these guns is now taught at West Point as the perfect maneuver to use when advancing on larger numbers.
Yeah, they said at the end of the episode. Where...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote down sometimes you don't read the textbook, you become the textbook.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, they talk to you about it. Winters, when he's telling his commanding officer later, he thinks there was 60 Germans, and so we were talking about there was 20 or 25 of them. So 20 or 25 guys just went up against 60 Germans, and Winters only lost one guy, which happened to be Hall, the guy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Which, it's a wonder that old boy didn't get taken out by those fucking grenade debacles.
Toy
Oh,
got
yeah.
blown twice.
That's
Yes.
what he was like. He's like, fucking twice and everything. And even like
It was a
gonorrhea looked over,
fucking
was like,
miracle.
you're one lucky son of a bitch. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, it blows up right behind him and all. Like the amount of people that dropped grenades and all that in this, where it's like,
I almost felt like them grenades were kind of weak. Like I feel like grenades were like a little bit more powerful or a little more impactful. Those were kind of like
I have in my mind there's like a shrapnel part to where it's like have that
Right.
right behind you, but not shred your back up or anything. Like,
yeah.
but
Well,
then
the
again,
first
it's
one,
it's the thick one, so I
the
don't know if
first
there's a
one he
difference.
kind of he jumps up another tunnel, and like so he gets rained down upon like by dirt and stuff. But the second one, it seems like it's right there. It does. It seems like it's right there with him when it goes off. I don't know how it happened.
That is a man who lost his hearing in life. Like, just...
So let me ask you guys this: how long do you think that took?
Probably 45 minutes to an hour.
You think
it's a quick strike? Because you got disrupted. Because you're disrupting and you're advancing.
What do you think, AJ?
I don't know. I mean, I would guess maybe 30 minutes. Yeah.
I was gonna say, well, I'll give you guys a hint. The show makes it look deceivingly quicker than it was.
Okay.
It did not go as quickly as it appears in the show. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be real time, but yes, it is a little deceiving on how quickly it is. What do you think, Tom?
What was your high end, Ray?
45 to an hour.
I'll go an hour 20.
Took them 5 hours
5
to take
hours.
those guns.
Wow. So a little bit of patience in there too.
Took them 5 hours to take those guns. Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I get that because that just tells me that they weren't. Both sides were not wasting bullets the way it made it seem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's the way. Because honestly, when old boy's in the tree, I'm like, man, those leaves are fucking bulletproof. Like there is green everywhere and everything, and I get it. Bullet like it's like there's there's still odds and everything, but I was like, I would like to think that German's a better shot than that. Like you're in the tree, you can't move. Like you're just there. Like
No, they're just stormtroopers, dude. They can't hit nothing.
they're German. Like they have little weapons.
But
they're
oh,
all
sorry,
messed
go ahead.
up. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
Makes them jittery. You know?
yeah, I was
Shoot
gonna say
straight.
that's it. Like,
So we do see them, take all 4 guns eventually, not in 5 hours' time. It's only a 45-minute episode. The director of the episode said his biggest regret is not making that battle scene longer. He says he wishes he would have gone back because he's like I felt like I was short on time. I felt because they wanted me to keep it around an hour 15. He's like, so I was trying to make sure I got everything in that I wanted to get in. He's like, and then I ended up with a 45-minute episode. He's like, I had 15 minutes to play with that I could have added to that battle scene.
I don't know. I guess I like to hear what the pitch was that he wanted to add.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know either. I
Because,
mean,
like I said, I thought it flowed like the whole thing flowed very well.
Yeah,
like you
it
said.
did.
Like I said, it did. Like at no time in this episode did I think anything was drug out or like anything like that. Like I from the start when we revisit Winters on the damn plane and all that, and they go down, and even like just wandering around in the dark, knowing there's like Germans behind any fucking bush or whatnot, like it was one of those things that you're on the edge this whole episode because they're actually in it. Like I said, the only time you semi relax is when they're in the town and all.
Yeah.
Like, and then after that, they go right to back out into the field. So I mean, like I don't know. I think it was a good time. Like yeah, he may have creatively wanted to add something more and all, but I don't think it's needed. I
No.
think it hit its mark
Because
really
if you
well.
would have slowed it up too much, then you're just like watching, a scene go pop, pop,
Well, and that's what I mean, because
pop,
like
pop,
because there's no dialogue during the firefight, so it's one of
Yeah.
those things you almost want it to have a certain pace about
Yeah.
it, because like I said, it's not like a sniper battle where you are getting that dramatic effect, hiding like if you do give up your spot, now I know where you're at type thing. It's like no, like these guys, like one group already advanced, like they're defending, they're shelling the beach, like there's a lot going on in all this. So I think it was a good pace.
That's something I think we skipped over a little bit. Is it is very much impressed upon them that the men on the beach are depending on them to stop these things in order for them to be able to get up the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
because like I said, those are the guns that are shelling in between. What is it, Utah and
Omaha.
Omaha? So it's like right there. If they don't stop those guns that are separating that, those two groups can't come up as one.
Yeah.
So that was the whole idea behind that. Is like that's why they were putting them behind lines to come back forward.
Yep. So then they, finish up. They do not kill all the Germans, but they take out all 4 guns, and they leave and go back to base camp. And Winters gives his report, and at that time, Nixon shows up riding a tank. Very Nixon thing to be doing.
Yeah.
Riding a tank. We have no idea where he came from, how he got there, where he ended up, how he ended up on a tank, any of those things.
Yeah, that's what's great about it. Like I said, it's just very Nixon. Like
I mean, he jumped out of a plane like everybody else. So now how the tank got there, I don't know either, though. It's not like they threw tanks out of the planes.
nah, but they have. Like, we all seen the movie
Some
Fury.
that landed on the beach.
Yeah, we all
I
seen the
don't know.
movie Fury. Like there were tankers there.
Oh no, tanks eventually ended up there, but the tanks came up over the beach.
See, he was able to ride the tank up because they took out the artillery. They were able to come up,
About the time, I was about to say the only time I've ever seen anybody fly a tank was on what was that A-Team movie with
Oh,
Liam
yeah.
Neeson.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What is he doing? Trying to fly the tank?"
Yes.
So then he talks with Nixon, and then this is where we get the classic scene in the back of the truck where what we have of Easy Company is cooking food. Well, Malarkey's cooking while the rest of them
Oh,
are
yeah.
waiting on him. And it's one of those scenes that's like kind of classic for the show because it's Winters ducks under the
Canopy.
and is talking to him, and that's when he goes to leave, and he goes, "Hey Garnier, I'm not a Quaker," and they all just start busting out laughing, and then Winters walks away, and Garnier says, "Yeah, he's not a Quaker, he's a Mennonite."
And then I was like, "What's a fucking minute?"
Yeah, what? Yeah,
Because he also takes like a drink. But I think that was a good. That was a good moment between Garnier and Winters, though. Like that's what that really was. 'Cause, like
I think
said,
it was. I think it was it was showing that Garnier and him were over their spat from earlier.
Yeah, like you're gonna listen to me from here on out.
Yes.
Because like that was Garnier. Like I said, even from episode 1 already, he questioned him even on the boat. Like, are you gonna shoot alongside me? Can I trust you to actually like kill somebody? Like I said, he thought he was so straight laced he wasn't gonna be any good in combat.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, that was even like his critique when he jumped the gun, shooting everybody in the tunnel. Is that like, he didn't do anything, and they're like, "What do you want him to do? He didn't have a weapon at the time. Like, what was he gonna
Mhm.
jump out and just like beat him up, barehanded and all?" Like, but like I said, I think that was one where like, because like I said, he drank in front of him and all that,
Yeah.
and Like I think that was the one to where like because they even like had the way they addressed each other and all that. You can tell like it was one of those subtle conversations where like you're gonna fall in line now, right? All right, I've earned your trust type deal.
I mean, I don't know that we really talked about it during the assault portion of our conversation, but Winters led the assault. He didn't just he wasn't just commanding.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first one to leave their cover and run towards the guns.
Yeah,
and
he was one of the 6.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he probably killed more guys than the rest of them combined. You know, like he was doing work. So I mean, Winters was a badass in that first battle. Like if you couldn't respect him after that, I don't know if you'd ever respect him.
Well, until, like you said, just to lay it out like that, lead the assault, and then have it to actually work through with one casualty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, and that just like you said, the fact that it's still like even taught to this day, like you said, it's like yeah, like this guy was highly intelligent and proficient.
Yep.
Because yeah, even during that, they even recovered that map that showed like every gun.
Yeah.
Yep. I forgot we didn't mention
the whole like Normandy beach line and all that. Because like yeah, that was something that yeah, Nixon was all cheesing about at the end.
that. Well, I want to talk about that conversation at the end because I think that's a very important conversation when it comes to Nixon. But yes, he leaves that truck and is walking away, and Nixon joins him. Nixon always seems to be standing around a corner when Winters was walking somewhere, and Nixon just pops out and was like, "Hey, Dick,"
Yeah, like, yeah, he'll. That's why I like Nixon. Like,
and
just kind of sauntering around a war zone, like just like
drinking
yeah.
out of a flask. Just
Hey, fuck it.
But this is where you really see the real human side of Winters for the first time because he starts shaking and he can't open his food and he's very clearly upset. And Nixon notices and is like, "What is going on?" And he's like, "I lost a man today." And he kind of talks to him about
They lost a good man today.
a good man today, a man not even old enough to buy a beer, a New Yorker. He's like, John Hall. And he's like, I didn't know him. And he's like, yeah, you did. He played on the Able Team's basketball team. And so on and so forth. And you really see Winters really struggling with not only, I think, that somebody died, that somebody that he was commanding died. Like, he essentially got them killed is essentially what you think he's thinking at that point.
Well, it was his plan. Like,
yes, it was his plan.
But once I think it just speaks to him as a leader. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Once again, he didn't show that in front of his men. He waited until he was around another officer before he actually had that conversation.
Yes.
Like, this wasn't a thing to where, like, I'm going to show this in front of everybody. It's like, no, it's like, like I said, old boy just kind of came out. It's like, hey, what's your problem, man? Why you being a dick about shit? Like, like just moping about. Like, but then, like I said, the fact that he could talk to an equal about it.
And then you see, this is where I think it becomes very interesting because he starts to walk away. And this is where you see a different side of Nixon. Nixon's not fucking around. Nixon's not, being the smartass. Nixon feels for him. And Nixon's like, hey, Dick, that map you got, I sent it up to regiment. It's going to do a lot of good. He's trying to make Winters feel better.
Yeah.
He's saying his life was lost, but yes, you accomplished something great.
Well, you're going to save more.
Yes.
Like, that's the thing is like, hey, like, yes, like, he's trying to help him reframe back to the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, hey, like, zoom out from what you just did. Like, yeah, you were just in combat and you lost a guy, but because of what you did, like, we're going to save so many more people getting onto the beach and potentially win the war and save everybody. Like, there's a much bigger game and all that. And like I said, I think just being in that intelligence thing, like you said, he can try to hold that frame and everything and show people like him that.
Yeah.
I think it's such a weird thing when you sit down and try and think about it. Like, because you can look at it two different ways. Winters, you just went into a battle severely outnumbered, accomplished your goal, and only lost one man. It's like a miracle.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of it, but you lost a life. Like, that was a man's life. Like, he's not coming back. Like, he's gone. And that's also something heavy to wrestle with. Like, you gave a command, he followed it and died. Like, that's heavy, but both sides neither side's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, Winters, you did a good job. You accomplished a great thing. This man died, and that's sad. You know, I don't know how I would deal with it. I really don't.
I mean, you got a job to do. You can't just stop.
No, I'm not saying I would sit down and pout,
Yeah,
but
no,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
it's one
but
of those things. So where, like I said, you'll deal with it in your own way, especially in that time, or you just may not. Like, fuck it, I'll deal with this when I get back home. Like, I don't have time
Yeah.
to deal with it. Like, it's one of those where, like, yeah, it sucked, and like I said, I think it's just more of the fact. I think it shows just that Winters cares about his men, and he does make thoughtful plans. Like, he's not like old boy and everything. The like, oh, well, we just need to get up and move that direction.
Oh, Sobel,
and,
yeah.
and then get got at every turn. Like, it's not impulsive decisions. Like, he's very thoughtful and methodical about how he like plans stuff out. So much so that he's even thinking about like the mortality of the men.
100%.
So yeah, I think it speaks more to his character on that.
Well, speaking of characters, guys, is there anything we need to talk about in this episode before we move into the second segment?
Yep, we didn't talk about Spears, did we?
Yeah, I was avoiding that.
Okay.
No, I guess we'll get into that. We'll talk about it here. But yeah, as far as like the arching things in the episode, no, I think we hit on the high points because yeah, it basically ends there when he gets that because he tosses the food and calls it a day. Like,
Yeah, he tosses it in the truck, and
Mhm.
Winters. Oh, I do have something to talk about there. In that closing scene where like Winters is standing on that hill, like looking at all the bombs go off and
"Don't ever
everything.
own a cat. Like, oh yeah, like just
And-
500 tracers every side.
Yeah, and the guy that plays Winters' voice comes on and does like a
like a talk over.
yeah, like talk
voiceover.
yeah, voiceover type thing, like a narrator type thing. What he's reading is an excerpt from a letter that the real Winters wrote to his girlfriend while he was in Normandy.
Mm.
Oh, that's cool.
So like that was like really something Winters said.
Yeah,
And he wrote it to his girlfriend because it's like, it ends with, if I live and get out of here, I'll go find a peaceful spot and
quiet land,
and live in peace for the rest of my days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's really what he wrote to his girlfriend when he was in Normandy. I thought that was a cool fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one thing I want to bring up. The execution scene.
Oh, I loved that.
I was really pissed when they gave them Germans them cigarettes
I
because I used to smoke, and I remember I'd be on some training ops and stuff, and I made sure I packed extra cigarettes because I was not gonna go without. And when I seen them fools give up them fucking cigarettes to them Germans, I'm like, what the fuck y'all doing? Just mow them down.
Well, he takes somebody's cigarettes
Mm-hmm.
because he goes, "Hey, anybody got a cigarette?" And somebody pulls out a pack and is like, "Yeah, I got him." And he snatches the whole pack and walks away with it.
Well, because he even
Yeah.
said like keep the pack, like
Yeah, but I can't remember who it was now.
oh, yeah, 'cause I could see his face because it's
Was
like
it
they're
Compton,
talking
maybe?
and he comes up from
Huh?
behind.
Is it Compton?
It might have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
But yeah, I was just really mad. I'm like, why even give them the satisfaction? Come on.
I guess you could always take the cigarette back if you wanted.
Yeah, but half of them done lit up.
You just snip it off.
Fuck that. No,
you're-
they don't deserve that in the first place.
I thought it was interesting when they had like the American POW, German POW.
That was very interesting.
Well,
Which
and
they took liberty with that. They talked about that. Malarkey really did run into a POW Nazi soldier from close to his hometown, but he did not run into him there.
Right.
He ran into him weeks later.
Oh.
But they wanted to make sure and include it, and they thought this was the best place to include it.
Well, how else are you gonna
well,
get the audience to
yeah.
like, care that a bunch of
Yeah.
Well, and
Nazis
it's
were
because it really
executed?
that's
like,
not
really.
that's not a thing that's talked about a lot
Yeah.
in World War II. Is
Yeah.
that like when they actually did like they had that calling to bring Germans back to the fatherland, like
Mhm.
there were people that left,
Yeah,
like
there
and there,
was,
like I said,
yeah.
because you got to remember at the time, like Americans up until we joined, we really didn't care. We even like played well with them at the Olympics and everything like that. Like
Mhm.
we didn't really mind people being Nazis or socialists or anything like that. It was like, all right, like do your thing, Germans. Like you're not poor anymore, I guess. Good deal. Like, yeah.
Do your thing, Germans.
Yeah, it's like the Japanese kind of ruined your gig for you and everything, pissed us
Yeah,
off. But
they came in hot too.
Yeah, like
Anything else, gentlemen?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, I will say we kind of changed it up on you guys today, the listeners. We intentionally didn't want to go very in depth on the characters, which includes Spears, because Spears does some pretty crazy things.
I was
in this
referring
episode.
to that scene with the POWs.
Yes, yes. Because we want to make sure we have plenty of things to talk about during this segment, especially in this episode where half the company is not around. We don't see maybe majority of the company in this episode because so few of them are around. So let's get started here at the top. Winters is obviously one of the main, if not the main character in this episode. Winters is, he's a badass in this episode, man. Like, I don't know if there's any other a better way to say it.
I think this was it. It proved everything that one was building up to.
Yeah, that's
fair.
fair.
All right, you took over the company. You're the one in charge. Like, you have all the loyalty of the men. Like, now it's like, are you like real? Are you going to be battle tested?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like you said, hit the standard, and even going down early and whatnot in the plane, still like you said, got his bearings, got together, and still led a great assault.
Well, there is something we didn't talk about earlier that has to do with Winters. Is he was not named commanding officer of Easy Company.
It wasn't,
Captain Meechan is,
it
or
wasn't
whatever.
until later on they're like, because Meechan wasn't around or whatever, and they're like, doesn't that put you in charge or whatever? Like,
Yes, we only see Meechan in one scene, and it's actually in the last episode. It's right after Sobel leaves. He walks into a tent, or Winters walks into a tent and says, "Meechan, I had a compass on our last practice run."
Yeah.
And they sit there and figure out where they're going from there. But other than that, we never see the guy, and then he's dead. Like, or you think he's dead at least, because he never shows up. You don't know where he was dropped or if his plane blew up or whatever the case may be. But so Winters is named the commanding officer of Easy Company in this episode, which is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, which I do believe it doesn't happen yet, but I do believe they promote him because of it. So, anything else to add on Winters, guys?
I think we hit it. We pretty much talked about him for the most
Bang up
part.
job, buddy.
Nixon is not in this episode a lot. He has his back and forth that we talked about at the end with Winters, but before he doesn't ride in until after the battles are over and everything. He rides in on that tank, so he's not really a major player in this episode, though he does appear. To be more than anything, just to be a friend to Winters.
Well, and to highlight what it did, like I said, they show like because of this, they did get that map. I'm sure other assaults were led because of that knowing and stuff. Like I said, Winters did save a bunch of people and everything through that. Like I said, because they knew exactly where then to strike every one of those guns up and down that beach line.
Mm-hmm. Sobel did not appear in this episode. We have no idea where he's at. All right, we assume at jump school, but he does not appear. Randleman also does not appear. We have no idea where he is.
Just talk about who does. Like I said, we'll just go down who do we do know. There's only 8 of them or so from this company that we know of. Like,
The next one is Doc.
yeah.
And the only time we see Doc is we see him jump out of the plane,
Mm-hmm.
and then we never see him again. So he's not with Winters, but who he's with and where he's at, we don't know.
Powers.
Shifty Powers is not in this episode.
Lipton is.
Lipton
is in this episode. Lipton meets up. He's one of the first ones to meet up after Hall. He's the next one to meet up with Winters, and he's the one that has the map. He gives Winters the map, and Winters pulls a compass out of his crotch and does the whole rain poncho trick to look at the map. And Lipton is the one that has the C4 for the guns, but then doesn't show up till the third gun because he can't cross that field with all the fire going on. So Lipton is around and he's doing things. More than anything, he seems to be exasperated and pissed off half the episode because every time he shows up, something's already blown up, and he's like, "Damn it!" Malarkey. Malarkey is the idiot that runs across the field for the Luger that's not a Luger. He's also there the whole time fighting with them. He's the one that cooks for all of them when they're in the back of the truck.
And I love what he was doing with the ammo can. Like,
Yeah.
I laughed so hard at that. I was like, nope, like they're all plastic now. Can't do that. Like that would melt.
Win is next.
Popeye, he does have something actually happen to him. He gets shot.
That's right.
Popeye does not die, but he gets shot in the ass of all places.
Yeah. Mr. Quick Clot.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
I was like, as soon as he says he got shot in the ass, I just thought of Forrest Gump, like something got him bit me. Like, I was like, God damn it, dude. Like.
But yes, Popeye is in this episode. He gets shot. They get him back to the command center or whatever, and he's taken away on a stretcher to go to the hospital. So we're gonna get a reprieve from Popeye because he's going to the hospital. Webster is also not in this episode.
Sisk.
It's not in this episode.
Allie.
Nope.
Gordon.
Nope.
Cobb.
Nope.
Damn.
Like,
Compton.
Like I said, there's only like 10 of
Yes,
them.
Buck is in this episode. Buck is in this episode. He's in on the attack. I do believe. Is he one of the ones that drops one of the grenades?
He is.
Yes. He's one of the ones that drops one of the grenades that almost kills Toy.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because he got bumped, though.
Yeah, somebody runs into him.
Yeah, because he's holding it like this, getting ready to, and he gets, yeah, you see that fumble, and
I'm like, no.
The first thing I was like, just jump, just get out. Like, yeah, I was like, that's not how he dies. I'm sure of it. Like,
well, they all have to jump out of the trench into the gunfire for it to go off, and then jump back in.
Like you just realize hop out, roll, and boom, roll back in. Like,
but yeah, Compton's there. He's one of the ones, I think. Don't they pick him up when they get to the headquarters? He's there waiting for them. Yeah, so he's not at the beginning when they're like gathering troops and moving across the countryside. He's not with them at that point. But yeah, Buck is around for the assault, and he's in the back of the truck with the guys. Yeah. Toy is also with them the whole time. He's the one that gets the two grenades blown up on him.
Yeah, poor Toy. He went through it this episode.
But who knows? He may still get his wish. He might get a day named after him.
Yeah, the first time he was even like helping somebody out, like just body covered them even.
Yeah. It was Popeye, because it was after Popeye got shot.
So fuck, yeah. Like.
Muck.
Muck is also in this episode. Muck and not Garnier. Muck and Malarkey are usually together a lot. They're together so often.
Yeah, you start seeing people grouping in pairs. And everything.
Yeah, Toy and Garnier are almost always together. Muck and Malarkey and he's not in this episode, but Pinkala are together a lot. But anyway, yeah, Muck is in this episode. He doesn't play a large role, but he's in the fight with them. They pick him up. I don't know where is he with Toy and Garnier when they pick them up, or is he with Buck when they come to the station?
I don't remember him before they get to headquarters.
Yeah, so he might have been with Buck then,
maybe,
and get picked up there at headquarters.
Yeah, because I don't remember him in the tunnel scene.
Yeah.
No, he's in.
Is he in the tunnel scene
with the horses?
Oh no! I don't know about that. I thought you meant like taking the guns. I was like, no, he's there when they take the guns.
Because that's what I mean. Like, cause that's how you'll know, was he in the town or did he meet up in that group? Like, cause yeah, if he wasn't there with the tunnel and everything, then yeah, he came in later with Buck and them.
Yeah, so not a large role, but he's in this episode.
Percante?
Not in it.
Not in here. How do you say that dude's name again?
Garnier.
Garnier
is heavily in this episode. He's probably the second most popular or second most common character in this episode.
Well, because like I said, we're going off because when you just say the tunnel scene, like he disobeys orders, jumps out and starts mowing down horses and Germans. Like,
yes. I mean, yes, and then we have the scene where he is complaining to Toy, and Toy's being the voice of reason. Like, dude, he just wanted you to wait for his order. Well, how come he didn't kill anybody? He didn't have a gun. Like, yeah, Toy is pretty much telling Garnier, "You're being stupid." Like, um,
But like I said, like they, after the assault, they reconciled and everything with their little moment in the back of the truck. So
and Toy is not in the truck when Winters goes to the truck, because right before Winters walks up, Toy jumps out of the truck because he's like, "I can't breathe in here" or whatever, and like jumps out.
Just smoking, there's hot boxing it basically, just burning food. Like,
and here's our most interesting one: Spears. So this is our first mention of Spears. The first time we see Spears, he kills all the POWs.
Yes.
Like Ray said, gives them cigarettes first. So I just wanted to ask everybody, like, what did you think of Spears in that scene? Like, we didn't know him. Like, this is his first time ever seeing him. I need these cigarettes, and he walks down and he kills all these unarmed POWs.
I mean,
Spears a hard ass.
yeah.
He is a hard ass.
Like you
Yes.
said, somebody's gonna
He
do
is,
it.
yeah.
Like if he's the guy that wants to pull the trigger and like, dude, have at it.
I mean,
Like, I'm not gonna fight you for it.
I don't know. This is like 50-50. Like, you got to weigh in either you're gonna bring them with you,
You can't bring him.
and you can't bring them with you
You can't bring
because
him. And you can't
that's
turn him
too
loose.
much noise. That's too much of a liability,
No, you can't bring him. You can't turn him loose.
and you can't turn them loose.
You got, like I said, you have to kill them. There was
Yeah.
never an option.
Well, that is why he did it. He
Yeah.
did it because they were a mobile unit and they had no bases set up. So there was nowhere to take POWs. So they, the officers had talked about it and they were like, we're going to have to kill him. And Spears just went and did it.
Yeah.
So that's the story behind it. But a lot of people are very, like, if you look online, a lot of people are very turned off by that. Like, that he just, mowed down a bunch of unarmed dudes.
No, I would not at all. Especially that time, I would have been totally okay with going full Inglorious Bastards with a baseball bat. Like I was like, zero fucks given and all that. Like, 'cause at that time, no. Like, even if you had the opportunity to take POWs, I feel like there's no point in taking an infantryman as a POW. Like, you don't know shit. Like, you were just given a gun and told to come here and shoot people. Like, I want an officer as a POW or something like that. Like, it is not worth the time, energy, or manpower or resources to keep another human alive that, like, is your enemy. Like, it doesn't know anything. They're
Yeah.
worthless to you. Like, are you really going to spend resources? Like, you're going to give this person food and water when other people need it and all? Like, you're not going to keep this person alive with that. Like, tell me what I need to know, and I'll kill you quicker.
Yeah.
Like, or I could drag this out, and you're just going to lie to me and tell me what I want to know anyway, and I'll just have to try to guess whether it's the truth or not. Like, you're going to tell me what I want to hear. It's just how much do I believe is truth or not.
Yeah.
Like, and I am going to kill you no matter what. It's just you pick your suffering. Like, it's war.
For real.
It's war.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. It was way more brutal in the past. At least now you get a bullet.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if you got some weak person with a blunt blade that can't cut your head off in one shot? Be miserable.
You know what our rules of engagement was? They have to shoot first, or we can't shoot back.
Yeah.
I've heard that complaint.
So that is our
Geneva Convention.
that is our introduction to Spears, is him killing the POWs. And Malarkey witnesses it.
Mhm.
And like can't even talk about it. Malarkey's so shook.
Because Malarkey went native and had his little bonding moment with the old boy. That's why.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, dude, like you. Once again, but I think right there shows that duality of it and what, like, the gravity of what's really happening. Because, like you said, he met a fellow American who was born in America in this scene, who, like, answered the call of Germany to come back and fight for the fatherland. And like you said, you're bonding, like you guys were like in the same area, you know, the same people more or less, like community, like he's an American. And then, like I said, and you're fighting for America, you just had this little moment about your culture, and then you just walk away and you just seen him get mowed down. It's like, yeah, you're in the wrong uniform, bro.
But that's a good wake up call for Malarkey for
But I think
going
that's
forward.
I think that's what it was, because I think it's a callback to the Luger scene that shows his immaturity in warfare.
Yeah.
To where
Yeah.
like it was a very stupid, immature thing to do to run out there for that shit, and just to be so flippant like that and casual. And then he actually seen somebody who like he would basically call his neighbor get shot by somebody that he would call his brother.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where I think, like you said, the gravity of like, oh, like even though we just won this assault, like that was personal to me because that was a person that like I identify with, like from my community.
Yeah.
Like I think it was, yeah, I think it was a very sobering moment for Malarkey.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. So then, the next time we see Spears is when he leads Dog Company to take the fourth gun, and he's the only one to live.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking crazy.
But they had a lot of tenacity. Like, just like they just should have stayed in the trench. Like,
So, here's the other thing about Spears is to a man, everybody in Easy Company said that he is the greatest soldier they ever served with. Like Spears is or was a complete and total badass, like way more than even Winters. They said they saw him do so many things that they can't explain that, and the Spears' mindset when they interviewed him was, my goal was to go home. And I thought the only way for me to go home was to kill as many Germans as possible.
He's not really wrong.
well, that's I've heard that story from so many. Like you, cause like I was telling Agent, my phone definitely hears us talking about all this and watching it because like it started to pull up like like you hear about these Marines that would just go in and like rages and kill like 200 people and shit like that, or like they would run up a hill, get shot like 3 times, kill like 3 or 4 like whatever people, like take a machine gun and then just keep going or drag people back. Like,
Well, yeah, it's first a fight, ready to kill.
yeah. Well,
You
who
know?
like who is that you all pray to and all that? As
What?
the Marines. Like, it's like
Fiddler's Green?
no, like Gunny or something like that, or
Oh, Chelsea Puller?
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, look up his shit, dude. Like, mean motherfucker. And there was another guy who, like, his kill count rival is better than his, even.
Yeah. I mean,
like, in the,
I mean,
like,
they've set you up in the mindset like
yeah,
first fight, ready to kill, ready to die, but never will.
yeah.
You
I
got to
said,
be ready to go.
like, there were some mean motherfuckers that came in, so I totally believe that he was. Like, that's
old
all I'm
Chesty.
saying out of this, to where, like, you can go over so many individual stories of people just doing just ridiculous acts and everything, just of heroism, to where like I totally believe it. Because like you said, it's like if all I have to do is just kill more Nazis than there are, and they send me back, like guess what I'm gonna do? I'm not taking prisoners.
Wow.
Like there's no such thing as a POW. Like
He's gonna do some pretty crazy things in some of the upcoming episodes. Like,
oh, I'm excited for it now because like I said, it's been so long, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like,
yeah,
So
he
I'm
does. He
like,
does.
I
some-
know
he-
exactly
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
talking
He
about.
he does some crazy shit.
oh yeah, see, I have no idea, so I'm amped. Like
But I mean, it's not crazy him killing the POWs. It's cold blooded.
Mhm.
yeah.
But he essentially took that gun alone. That was borderline some crazy shit. Like
Mhm.
he was just the last man standing when he did leave the trench. So, but here's the other thing that he has to deal with now is the men are now scared of him. Like, once Malarkey tells all these guys what he saw, the men are scared of him. Like, when he walks into a room, none of them will speak to him.
That's awesome.
Like,
Like,
but it would be very lonely.
Mhm.
It would, like, that would wear on you if your own men won't speak to you. That would wear on you, man. They're over there for years.
I'm not sure Spears is the type of guy, as depicted in the show, that would be that bothered by that.
yeah,
He's-
I was gonna say, I'm guessing that old boy had a strong enough mindset. I don't think he was bothered by it.
Yeah.
Like,
Tunnel vision.
well, it's all business to where it's like even lining them up. Like I said, I'll even like I said,
But he's not
the
angry or hateful. It's just
No,
this
like I
has
said,
to be done.
Yes.
It's like I
I'm
said,
gonna do it.
he even extended the courtesy of the cigarette. Because like he didn't have
Mhm.
to give him a cigarette for it.
Yeah.
Like I think that shows professionalism there, to where like
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you, but you're gonna get executed by firing squad in a respectable manner as a soldier. Like
Yeah.
he's not making them kneel and shooting them in the back of the head.
Right.
Like you're gonna get shot. I'm gonna face you, and you're gonna see it coming like an adult. Like,
Yeah, that's very true.
I can also kind of respect him because that would be a difficult thing for most people to do. But you know, he's like, well,
well,
I'll do it.
I'll
Or
say
Yeah.
I'll spare. I'm not
yeah,
going to order
I'll respect him
somebody under me to do
in
it.
that factor. Like I'll take on the burden of
Mhm.
being that devil, so
Yeah.
you guys don't have to bear that weight. Like if you don't want to shoot an unarmed man who's like your enemy in this time of
Mhm.
war, that's fine. I'll do it up close and everything, so you don't have to and all that. Like I would respect him more for that.
Yeah, but you don't get a sense that he's like cruel or sadistic or
No.
that he enjoys it. It's
Yeah,
just
so
it's a
that yeah,
job that needs
it
to be
would be
done.
different if there was like a weird like yeah,
Mhm.
if there was a weird sadism to it and
Yeah.
everything, or if he was seeking out like, oh, don't kill him because like I want to do it personally up close, like that would be different. But like you said, it's like yeah, I can almost look at like you can almost look at it as like a benevolent act and all.
In
To
some
where
ways, yeah.
to where it's like you guys don't have to keep walking. I'm just gonna stay back here for a minute.
What do you think? Do you think Malarkey would have done it if he'd ordered him to?
Not after that. Well,
Not after that conversation. Before that, maybe.
it would have been hard. There's where your drama would have been.
Yeah, it would have been shaky. Yeah.
Like I think somebody else would have stepped up because I think you, especially in that scene, if it was portrayed in that sense, that I think somebody would have seen like, nah, let's not make Malarkey do this. Like, let's have somebody else who can. Like,
So speaking of Spears, so they had when they made this, they decided to have their reunion. HBO paid for all of them to fly to Normandy.
Hmm.
So HBO essentially paid for their reunion, Easy Company's reunion that year, and flew them to Normandy and paid for all their food and drinks and all that stuff. Well, Spears wouldn't go because he said nobody wants to see me or something. I'm gonna butcher it, but essentially he was saying nobody wants to be around me now that they know what I did. He was so like, people now know what I did when I went to war, and now like people don't want to be around me. People like I don't want to show my face. And Winters had to go to his house and get him and be like, "No, you're coming. Like, come on, you're one of us." Like, and take and make him go. And like it almost like breaks your heart. Like to think about it. Like he's so tore up about what he did. That he's like, I can't even show my face because people are gonna be upset with me. I guess
but also, is he tore up about what he did, or is he tore up that people are judging him about what he did?
Probably both.
Probably both,
because
yeah.
the only reason why I say this is because there's a weird luxury that these guys did have in the fact that nobody stateside knew what war was like.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, when you fast forward then, like, just 2 wars later to Vietnam, everybody knew what it was like.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
everybody's seen pictures and everything of the war zone and stuff that you didn't get in World War II or anything like that.
Well, that's when they started having those field journalists and whatever.
Yeah.
But once again, it changed the perception, and then people hated on the soldier stateside. To
Yeah.
whereas, like, before in World War II, everybody who went was a hero.
Yeah.
Like, and even when you returned, like I said, you were a hero, but it's only because the American public did not know what war looked like. Only those people did, and they didn't talk about it. And things like PTSD and stuff didn't talk about everything. Like I said, you just didn't do that then. Like I said, so like it was just different manners and a different era of society to where, like I said, now that like the horrors of war came out, it's like, oh, people seeing that I actually had to do these very unchristian like things and all that in this time. So yeah, it's like it probably did change like how people saw him, especially in that time period that he was with. Like think about your age group and all that. Like that mindset's still about that same. So it's like there was probably a lot of pearl clutching when it's like you mowed down like POWs and all that. Like, but once again, like, it was just a different thing.
It's
like,
all perception and not understanding the situation and what was at stake.
But that's what I mean, Tor. But that's why I say is like, but he was only embarrassed at the point when people saw it and
Yeah.
everything. So like I said, like, was it a sense of like, is he embarrassed because of the action, or is it because of the image that is now shattered that those people had of him?
Well, I don't know.
Perception and not
Well,
understanding.
he's no longer a hero. Because
Right.
think about that, his whole life and everything from start to finish, from Pearl Harbor on, if you went, you were a hero for the rest of your life. And then now that people know what you did to become a hero, they don't like you. Like, that would be shattering at the end of your life.
That's just him feeling self-conscious because people don't understand what he had to go through to do this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, but
I wonder how much is this though, because every reunion before that was just the Easy Company guys. Well, now it's a production. There's other people there. The HBO guys there. The film crews are there. The movie guy, the actors are there. Their families are there. Like, it became a huge thing because of this, because of Band of Brothers. I keep pointing at the TV. Because of Band of Brothers. So like, he wasn't just going and swapping stories and talking to his brothers that knew what he did already,
yeah.
but understood what he did.
But like I said, but that's what makes me say it's the perception of the public and everything that got to him, not what he did, because those people understood the dynamic and he wasn't ashamed of it.
Yeah.
He did it. Like I said, the shame only came when he was no longer a hero in people's eyes who thought he was up until that film was released.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. You were a hero from 45 all the way up to what, 2001.
2001. Yeah.
So I mean, like, yeah, just boom, like a lifelong of that and everything, and then all of a sudden now it's this is what war looks like, and this is kind of a watered down Hollywood version of what I did. Like,
But I want to say to the listeners, because we've said not a hero a bunch of times here recently, in my eyes, still motherfucker's a hero.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not downgrading the guy because he killed people. Like, that he went to war.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, he did what he needed to do.
yeah. Well, and I guess I just use that term because that's just
No,
how you
I'm not
receive
judging
it.
you. I just
Yeah,
wanted
no,
I
but
just wanted to make sure the
that
listeners
is-
knew where we
yeah,
were
but,
coming
like,
from.
That is just the perception of
Yes.
it, because like you said, like the more the public scene of what war looks like, the more they were no longer like always on the side of the soldier.
Yeah.
You were no longer always a hero, and like I said, fast forward, just like skip over Korea, go right to Vietnam. When, like I said, you had wartime journalists for the first time in the field, like, in Da Nang and stuff, that now you're called a baby killer
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, you go from hero to baby killer in just like, boom, what, 30 years?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not a long time span. So like, that's a big shift in public perception.
Mhm.
Well, that
Like,
and then
to acknowledge it, because like I said, they seen what other vets got treated like.
yeah.
So like I said, you seen, like I said, as a World War II vet, like, and you weren't old really when that happened. You just weren't able to listen. So, like, you seen these people coming back, getting shit on and everything, and
Yeah.
you might have even said some stuff that you weren't agreeing with, because a
Yeah.
lot of people said like those guys got bashed on hard.
Truth. Well, I know we took a long time there, but I figured we would. Does anybody else have anything to add on Spears before we move on?
No, I don't think so.
All right. By the way, Spears is around for a while, and he is one of my favorite characters.
Good.
So after that's what Liebgott?
Liebgott.
Yeah, Liebgott's another guy that we saw at the beginning, like jumping out of planes, but then he wasn't around after that.
No.
And then I don't believe any of the rest of the guys.
Pincala.
Pincala's not in it.
Luz.
No, Luz isn't in it.
Martin.
Martin's not in it.
And then Christensen.
Christensen's not in it. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the crew this episode.
All right.
Yeah, and two of those guys only appeared jumping out of a plane, and one of them is Nixon, who showed up at the end.
Right.
So it's really a much smaller crew than that, even.
Yeah.
So,
Well, does anybody have any closing thoughts they want to get out before we wrap this up?
now I'm excited to see what old boy does now after
Yeah.
talking him up. Like, because like I said, I'm over here trying to remember for the life, and I can't remember shit except for what I just saw in this episode. Like, I just keep thinking, I was like, yeah, there were some parachutes and a lot of tracer rounds.
I'm not gonna
Like,
lie, I'm probably gonna watch episode 3 when I get home.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate you tuning in for this second episode of Band of Brothers, Day of Days. And I don't have the episode 3 name again. Anybody know the name of episode 3?
Not unless I go in my picture downloads and it ain't on me.
No one's went that far ahead in recording.
Well, I failed. But we appreciate you tuning in next week for episode 3 of Band of Brothers, whatever it's called. I'm sure it's a good one. It's D+1. We also would appreciate, you commenting, rate, subscribe, do all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Spread the word that AJ's here and that we would like you to listen. So thanks for tuning in to Blockbuster Bums.